Stephen, the first league game fast approaching and it's on to Easter Road. How are you feeling looking ahead to Sunday?
I'm quite excited, to be honest. You know, it's the real stuff now. We've had 4 games in the cup and it's job done. You know, there've been lots of aspects of our game that can be better, but you know we're still very early stages, and a lot of managers have said that it takes over pre-season games, the cup competitions. But you know we've set out to qualify. We've qualified. We haven't lost a game yet, and I think there's still a lot of improvement and a lot of decision making that can be better as we go. As
you mentioned, that unbeaten spell, can that give us some momentum going into the game against Hibs?
Of course, you know, winning games when you're not at your best is a sign of a good side, an organised side. You know. And I think our organisation gets us through a lot of games, and I think individual players will improve and will get better from them 4 games, and you know we need to do that to go to Easter Road and get a result.
It's been a busy summer all in all in terms of recruitment, some really important players brought in, but we have suffered some injuries as well. What can you tell us about some of the players that have picked up knocks?
Yeah, it's just par for the course for football, isn't it? You have to deal with it. Unfortunately, we've lost Charles Dunn with an innocuous, strange injury that, you know, isn't really common, and he's going to be out for a period of time. We've lost Ryan Bowman with a tackle that, you know, you can't really be prevented. That's happening. It's a contact sport, and Ryan's going to be out 6 weeks. We've already got Craig on the sidelines, and Trevor Carson's in a race to be fit for Saturday as well. So we've brought players in. I'm confident in the boys that we've brought in, and they have to step up to the plate if they're given their opportunity.
And then of course there's that juggling act for you as a manager. As you focus on the game, you've obviously got the transfer window rumbling on, and there will be a lot of attention on your players considering what they're doing at the moment. Can you tell us anything about that as well?
Not if I turn my phone off. Nobody can get hold of me. I've told Alan Burrows and Jim McMahon to turn their phone off as well. Look, it is what it is. We're a club that's fan owned. We don't have a massive benefactor. We've signed some very good players, so unfortunately we've alerted clubs to our players, and you know they're always there for the pickings. But let's see what happens. You know, as I say, we've got valuations on players. You know, we don't base it on anybody else. We know what we need for players. We know what keeps the club stable, and it's difficult as a manager. It's frustrating that you are going to be open to that, but we'll deal with it. We'll deal with it. That's football.
And of course, with Hibs on Sunday, it's going to be a difficult way to start the season. I'm sure all the boys and yourself are relishing it. But what do you expect from Neil Lennon's side?
I expect an exciting match. I think any time we've played, it's been quite an open game. Not what I want. I want it nice and tight, and a nice wee 1-0 win would be lovely. But you know, Lenny's teams play exciting football. They've got players that can win games. You know, they've got a strong midfield. 2 boys up front are a big threat, and I went to see them with Keith Lasley on Thursday in Europe, and they showed great character to come back from 2-0 down. So we're expecting a very tough game. You don't get that high in the league last season without being a very good side.
Yeah, absolutely. How have the boys been in training this week? How's the spirits amongst the place going into the opening league game?
It's good. You know, there's an intensity about training. There's a competition for places. You know, people are looking over their shoulder now. They don't want to miss training with injury. So, you know, people have stepped in. Bowie was injured Saturday. Samo stepped in, and Mano both scored. Danny came on and scored. So there's competition for places. And you know, there's an intensity in training now. The league season's starting that perhaps wasn't quite there before.
Yeah. Injuries aside, how's your headache then with all these options?
No, it's okay. It's up to me to make sure I get the team right. That's my job. You know, whatever we put out will be organised. Whatever we do, we'll go with a game plan, as we always do. You know, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but we're very confident in what we do, and you know, our results have dictated that we're organised and we will go there and have a good game.
Cheers, Stephen.
Okay, cheers, Lewis.